Hello, friends. So why am I I guess I'm out of practice. Okay, so I made a reel on Instagram, I want to say almost a week or so ago, about how I gained 20 pounds over quarantine. It's really closer to 30, but I was looking up online and everybody's saying, I gained the quarantine 15, making it all cute. I gained twice that. I gained 30 pounds over quarantine. And let me also put a quick trigger warning in this. I'm not talking anything really negatively about weight, but if any conversation about weight makes you feel any particular way, please take caution in watching this video, because I really don't want to upset anybody or trigger anybody's mental health with their body. I will be talking about my own struggle that I've been going through, but really how I overcame that. And that's really the whole premise of this video, is how I came into accepting the body that I have now, instead of, trying to lose the weight. Because honestly, I'm not trying to lose the weight. I'll be quite frank in the beginning of this. I'm not giving you weight loss advice because I'm not trying to lose any weight. And that kind of plays a part into all of this. So I guess let's get into this whole thing. I did take some notes here because I didn't want to miss anything when talking about this, because there's a lot that I want to talk about with this, because weight is a big thing. Especially for when I was growing up, and I did you can search my archives. I did a video talking about weight, and I had already been gaining weight. I've been gaining weight for the past 2 years now, pretty steadily, but these last 30 pounds really came on over the last year. I mentioned in this reel that I came to a point where I felt really, really bad first. I was crying every single day because honestly, my clothes didn't fit. So I do a lot of fashion posts and I do a lot of things with fashion. And even when I was working my other job, I did a lot of stuff with lingerie, and a lot of my stuff did not fit me. And it was really stressing me out, because that was my creative outlet, that was my job, that was my everything. What I was known for was the clothes that I wore and how pretty I looked all the time, and I couldn't fit into any of my clothes, and it was really, really stressing me out, to the point where I would just cry. And I felt like I had to lose all this weight so that, one, I would fit into my old clothes, but two, so that people wouldn't look at me and think oh my God, she's gotten so freaking fat. And that is a fat phobic thing. We're going to be talking about that, because I think that it is important to address, but that's a different point, different time. I was just feeling a lot of feelings about the body I was having, or the body that I'm inhabiting right now. And then in that reel, it kind of makes it seem like then I just woke up one day and I just loved myself and I felt so free and realized that I love everything and everybody loves me and life is just so fabulous, like those girls in the tampon commercial. But the truth is, it was not overnight. It was definitely not an overnight feeling for me. There were some steps that I had to take to get to that point, to get to that accepting of where my body is at point, because I just wasn't, And the first thing was addressing my inherent fat phobia. We all have it to some degree, I think, or at least we all start off having it. And really, I wasn't so ingrained. I've gotten past a lot of fat phobic thoughts years ago, and that is a thing. Like I said, I do mention in that previous podcasty type episode. You should tune into that. I will link it wherever I can. But addressing fat phobia and my fat phobic thoughts, the thought that being fat was inherently bad, or being fat was the worst thing somebody could call me, it's not. Being fat is just a descriptor. It's not really. My sister's fat, so that's where a lot of my getting over my fat phobia kind of came from, was just realizing I wouldn't let anybody else treat her that way, so why would I let myself treat me that way? I don't look at her and go, she's fat, so she's bad, which means that it's not the fat part. It's just a lot of, whatever you have to do to get past your fat phobia, you need to get past it, okay? If that means you need to look at people closer to you, I don't know. But you need to get over your fat phobia first and understand that being fat is not a bad thing. There is a difference between having a worry about your health and then a worry about being fat. You can be fat and healthy. I am not saying that you shouldn't be worried about, are you going to catch diabetes or develop diabetes? Because we do have diabetes that runs in my family, but that wasn't my worry. My worry wasn't about my health. My worry was honestly about being fat, which is fat phobic. Like you know what I mean? And there is no problem with wanting to fix the way that you look. Like, there is no problem with wanting to get plastic surgery and stuff like that. You just need to assess your reasoning behind it. If your reasonings are a little fat phobic, then your reasons are a little fat phobic. I just decided that, like, I needed to get past my fat phobia and be like, all right, being fat isn't the end of the world. Like, I don't care about being fat. And that really was just like the starting point of me going, okay, like, this isn't the end of the freaking world, you know? Like, all right, these 30 pounds isn't the end, you know? What also really, really dramatically helped my, like, fat phobia, because here's the other thing with my thinking of my fatness, I felt fat when I threw clothes on. I didn't really feel fat walking around. Like, when I was just hanging out in my big t-shirt, which was most days, I honestly didn't think twice about my body. Like, there were certain spots where I'd realize, like, get a little extra jiggle there, but I really didn't feel any type of way about it. I would, like, wake up, get ready to get dressed, feeling so fine and flirty, and then I would throw something on, and then it would hit me, whoa, I'm fat. And it was because my clothes did not fit me the way that they used to. And that was really where the toll on my mental health started to take. And I mentioned this before, I am pretty much unemployed. Like, that's just, like, being quite frank, I'm pretty much unemployed. This is what I do, and I make $0 out of it. And then I also do my little side hustle, which I make just enough on, just enough. So it was the fact that I realized that I really only had two options. I needed to lose the weight quickly so that I could fit back into my clothes, or just be perpetually freaking sad because I wasn't going to fit in my clothes. And at first I was going to try to lose this weight. And the thing is, and this is another thing, there are so many different parts that play into not feeling bad about your body. But when my motivation to lose weight was so I could fit into my clothes, that's when I started to break down my reasonings as to why I don't actually feel bad about myself, because my clothes weren't motivation to me. Getting back into my clothes weren't motivation, because to be quite honest, I had mentally grown past a lot of my clothes. Like, I was just not in the state where a lot of my clothes even really fit my style. So it was like I was gonna try and squeeze back into a previous version of myself. My clothes also came from a lot of my clothes were at least 7+ years old, which means that they fit my body when I was 18 years old and in college. So that's actually a decade. But I was in college. I was living on a hill. I was walking everywhere. I was out at the clubs. Like, I had the metabolism of a teenager, of an early 20-year-old. I was exercising by walking from class to class. I was also in a very, 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 very terrible relationship with somebody who was also dealing with their own weight issues, and I was picking up those as well. So I was a weight at that point that I really shouldn't have been either. So I was trying to squeeze back into not just my previous clothes, but my previous lifestyle that I no longer resonated with. So me trying to look at this clothes and having these two options of either I lose the weight to try to fit into this old mold, this old version of myself that honestly wasn't happy, that was very depressed, I didn't want to be here, that was just, you know, down and out all the time, or I just stay sad. Like, it was like my two options were just like, be sad. And that made gaining the extra weight even worse, because I was actually happy with my body once I got past, you know, my initial shock of, oh heck, I weigh so much extra weight. I was actually pretty happy with my body. Because I was happy with myself and I was happy with my life. My life is on the up and up, and the people around me love me and care about me, and I feel loved and cared for now. Like, that previous version of me is a person I no longer relate to. So it was just like I was trying to, when it came to my weight, it felt like that littler version of me was actually not even a real person. Like it wasn't even really supposed to exist. Like the person that I am right now feels like I'm supposed to be here, this 30 pounds heavier person. So it took me getting clothes that would fit who I am now. And I'm really lucky because I do have clients that are very, very, very close to me, and they see my struggles and all they want to do is aid in benefiting my life. They're so cool because they know about how my life is shifting now and how I'm trying to get out of my old job and I want to do this stuff full time. And you know, they invest in me. So they invested in me getting clothes that fit the new body I have now, because that's the thing. There's nothing wrong. Nobody's looking at my body and going, girl, you're fat. Okay. So like, that's the other thing. Like, please know that this is strictly a mental barrier I've put on myself. This is not a thing that, and with yourself, it's probably more so a mental barrier you're putting on yourself than anybody else is going to put on you. Like, we are our own worst critics. I see those 30 pounds and I am like, oh my gosh, that is 30 pounds heavier. But other people are probably like, I'm 5'10". 30 pounds on me really isn't going to make that much of a difference. It's just not. It might a little bit for me and the clothes I have to wear, but a lot of people probably aren't going to notice that much. Just being honest. If you're shorter than me, which chances are you probably are, 30 pounds probably is a lot more weight. But the thing is, life has changed. And that was the other thing I really had to take in consideration. My life has just changed so dramatically from the person that I used to be. Not only have we gone through this whole global thing together, but like I said, I was in a very terrible toxic relationship. I had gone through several traumatic events in that time as well. And then I also had some hormonal things going on too. So my body, and I'm almost freaking 30. I'm going through, second or third puberty. Like, of course my body is changing. To compare who I am now to who I was when I bought those clothes, when I was measuring myself so consistently in my early 20s, in my late teens. It's just ridiculous. Why am I trying to hold myself to that girl's standard? That girl was a hot freaking mess. I am not trying to be like younger me at all. If this is what I look like when I am happy and thriving, then that's all I can hope for. All I can hope for is to be happy and thriving. And the weight is the last thing on my mind. As long as I can put clothes on me that make me feel good, and I can continue to spread my message of just picking yourself up and going out there and going after your dream, what does it matter what the number on the scale looks like? Like, these are genuinely the things that are going on through my head. What does it matter? It doesn't. It literally doesn't, because I look fine. And then there's that other part. There is that health element. And yes, admittedly, during quarantine, I ate a lot. I ate a lot because I had nothing to do. And my boyfriend was home more often, and he is a cook. So he was cooking a lot, and I was eating a lot. And then we weren't really doing anything because, you know, part of you is scared to go out there because, or at least I was, part of me was scared to go out there and go for walks because I'm already naturally just scared. But then you put a pandemic on top of that and it's just bonkers outside. It might as well be the apocalypse. So I was just sitting inside doing nothing. And that has been the least amount of movement my body has seen probably ever in my life. So yes, I'm going to gain weight. Health aspect wise, I don't think it's the weight that's the issue. I noticed that my mood was really starting to go down because I just wasn't as active. And as you can see, or as you probably know from following me on any of my social media, I am a bouncy ball. I am constantly just buzzing around. Like, I love moving around. And so what it comes down to me at this point is recognizing that I just need to move more. You know, until the world opened back up, I thought I was gonna cough or burp. I really had no idea. Until the world opened back up, or even when the world does open back up, I just need to be a little bit more active. I am not being active to lose weight though. Let me make that very, very clear. That is not my goal, because to lose weight is not a motivation for me. I've noticed it's a recognition of what you're actually going to do. And when my motivation at first was to lose weight, that meant that anytime I gained weight, I instantly felt bad. And I already felt bad because I was in this body. I was in this mood. I was in this pattern of doing nothing. Why am I going to set myself up for failure? So instead of making my goal to lose weight, I made my goal to just be more active. That's it. That's it. That is my goal. So you might laugh at that and be like, what does that even mean? And the thing is, for me, that means, I don't know, maybe that means I go outside and I hula hoop for like 15 minutes. That is way more active than what I've been lately. And that might sound sad, but that's just the truth. I went out and I go skate for like 30 minutes to an hour. That is being more active. Me and Randy have started going for walks in the morning for almost 2 hours. I think they're like hour to 2 hour long walks in the morning, and we just go. And my goal, he has different goals than me, and that's fine, but my goal in general is to just be more active. If I go and I start walking for 15 minutes and then I say I don't want to do this anymore, then I stop. I stop and I don't feel bad because I was more active than I typically am. And my goal isn't to lose weight because, once again, the body I have right now is fine. I'm okay. I am not feeling sick in this body. I have clothes now that fit this body. This vessel is still able to do the things that I want it to do. It's not like, I've put on so much weight that my knees are buckling and stuff like that. Like, I don't have pains from that. And that is just, that's the reality of the situation. All I want to do is just be more active. But then there's this other element, and it was like what I was saying in the beginning. I was worried about other people thinking about me and saying things like, oh, she's gotten fat, or oh, she's not as attractive as she used to be. And the thing is, I don't have to be attractive. I don't have to be attractive to anyone. There's this one comment somebody left in my photo, and I think he was meaning well, but I keep thinking about it because honestly, it just sounds like a gross freaking comment. And he said, like, those 30 pounds on you look fine. I guess being 5'10" helps, or something like that. And I really just wanted to snap at him and be like, I don't care if you think it looks fine. Like, I really don't give a single shit if you look at my body and go, those 30 pounds look all right on you. Or, I think those 30 pounds might do well on you or whatever. I don't care. Because my job isn't to look fine for you. My job isn't to be attractive for you. My job is to just make me and make me feel good. That's it. Like, I don't have an obligation to anybody, to any of you, to feel or look attractive. That is not why I'm here. Even in my other job, I don't have to be attractive to you to do my job because there are other people that will find me attractive. Like, I literally are under no obligation. There's no contract I sign to make myself fit into a specific mold for other people's pining. I don't need those glances on the street. I don't care. And that is a whole other thing that you have to get to a point in your mindset with. But like, once you get to that mindset, like, the world is your oyster because you're able to do whatever you want. I don't care if people sometimes think I look like a clown when I go out. I want to feel like a clown. I want to feel like the prettiest clown at the party. That was like a mix of a Bubbles, Powerpuff Girl, whatever. Point is, I want to feel good about myself. And I'm under no obligation to make anybody else feel like I am attractive. And once I got past that as well, the whole idea of me getting fatter or gaining more weight just really, really, really just started to lose power with me because I extremely don't care. Do I check this scale from time to time at this point? Yeah, every once in a while if I'm just feeling curious. But does it mean anything to me anymore? No. Because here's the thing, and I will talk a number here. I am 5'10", and sometimes I almost hit 170 pounds. That is not a lot of weight. I am acting like I have gained so much weight and I have just, really taken on a problem. But the thing is, I haven't. You probably haven't. And even if you did, does it even really matter? Does it matter? You can have your motivation to want to lose weight. There is absolutely no fault with wanting to lose weight, with wanting to get back to who you used to be, or where you used to be in your body. But I think it is more important, especially if you're going to try to do that, that you accept yourself for who you are now. And try to lose weight as like as a celebration, and more so less than a punishment. You know, like saying things like, I need to lose this weight so that I'll fit into my clothes. I need to lose this weight because I'm so ugly now. That's treating your weight like it's a punishment. And it's not a punishment. If you have gained weight during quarantine, I guarantee you it's because you were stressed. You were around the people that you loved more often, or maybe the people that you hate more often. I don't know, on either end. But you just did not know how to handle or cope what was going on the same way the rest of us. You're literally in the same boat as everybody. I have looked at so many people's pictures, and not in this eye, but I've just noticed it. We've all probably noticed it. Everybody has gained weight. I don't know anybody that's lost weight except for people that were pregnant and then no longer have the baby inside of them. Those are the only people that have lost weight, and that's because literally they pushed a baby out. Like, that's it. We are so harsh on ourselves. And for what? You are fine. I am fine. There's absolutely no reason for us to be so arsed with this idea of being small. And being a tall person, I'll tell you, I used to be very obsessed with wanting to be small. I used to be very obsessed with wanting to somehow shrink into like 5'2" status. But no more, I don't care. I will gladly take up space with my thighs, my height, my voice, my everything. Because this is who I am, and I am loved enough, and I love myself enough to let myself be, to let myself just exist without these restraints that I have once held onto so freaking tightly. I've freed myself. And I'm laughing because it's just, I'm literally reminiscing on how harsh I used to be on myself, and how harsh I used to be on myself in comparison to other people. And that's the mental illness for me. Like, we don't have to be that way. And once again, I don't say any of this to encourage you to quit your weight loss journeys if that's what you choose to be on. That is perfectly fine. It is not fat phobic to want to lose weight. It is not bad to want to lose weight. I just think that you need to ask your motivations. Because I had to ask myself my motivations, because honestly, it was my motivations that were keeping me from doing it. And now I don't even care about losing the weight. And I guarantee you I'll probably lose some of that weight. I guarantee most of us probably will lose some of it. And I'm not saying that because we need to, but I'm saying we will probably go from sitting around and doing nothing all day to going out once we can go back out. You know, like, we're all bound to lose some of that weight. But I don't think that we should be waiting around to live life until that happens. Waiting for our hot girl summer bodies. You already got it. You got your hot boy body, you got your hot non-binary, you got your hot gender queer body going. Like, you are fine now. You're absolutely fine now. So yeah, I gained 30 pounds over quarantine. That's a lot for me, especially in a short period of time, but it's not the end of the world. I'm literally fine. It wasn't an overnight thing, but I'm fine. And through all of these thoughts, I found a lot of body acceptance. And I hope that you do too. I hope that you get to sit down, cuddle up your journal, and talk to yourself. And remind yourself that you are absolutely fine and beautiful and great in the body that you have right now. And that you don't owe anybody to be beautiful except for yourself, okay? Quit being so harsh on yourself. And until the next time, I'm hoping to make videos. You know, the thing is, I get on a mood, I get on a kick, and then I just fall off because I'm not very good when my life switches up. I'm very much so a routine person. And if life switches out of routine, then it's all over. So pray for my routine so that I will have a new video out for you soon. And until next time, my babies, my loves, my friends, my jewels. Bye. Oh my God, I forgot to tell you to stay happy and healthy out there. Jesus, the world is opening up. I already got my first vaccine, second one coming soon. Now I can say it. Bye.